Hi everyone, we'll talk about Nethermind and Nethermind data marketplace on Görli. Well, we'll talk about Nethermind at GoerliCon because of the work that we've done when the testnet was being created in the pre-testnet times. Quick introduction of the team, but I think the most important part of the team is the open source contributors, who are more and more of them nowadays with our .NET Core base, and there's lots of people who want to join blockchain space with .NET Core. They already know the technology, don't learn something about blockchain, try the client. What do we do at Nethermind? It's a full Ethereum client implementation, which means it's like gets or party. It synchronizes with all the important, most of the important networks, the mainnet, Ropsten, Rinkeby. With the new Görli, it does have the Genesis block, and it will participate as a validator in the network. And what I say, if you haven't heard about us, it means that you missed one of our social media appearances, which probably is like 6 of them altogether. So any tweet of yours will be extremely valuable. It'll be like big percentage of our ever social media appearance. So please do that. But what I always invite people to do is go to GitHub page, look at what we're doing, check the code, contact us on Gitter, and let's try to build something together. This is the big open source part of the project, which also got a Ethereum Foundation grant, and there is more and more people building on top of it. What we started for the Görli project was just before Görli was announced, we had the Gitcoin bounty for click integration for Nethermind, and there was this amazing guy, Timur, who built the the click integration for Nethermind, and allowed us to integrate with Görli testnet soon afterwards. After we've added a few more changes, prepared everything for Görli, and so on. And we hope that the Gitcoin will be so useful for us in the future as well, and invite people who want to learn, build something together with Nethermind. And now we have the Raspberry Pi bounty for preparing the node that can run your private networks, Görli-like private networks based on click proof of authority. And I also want to talk about Nethermind Data Marketplace, the new thing that we built on top of our client, because it was always our idea to have the client that comes integrated with a set of tools that are targeting very specific financial industry traders who want to run the node without connecting to someone outside, companies that are really careful about the data and transactions they send. They don't want to talk in Fura and would run the node on-premise normally. And we would like to deliver that node for them together with the tools. Now, the first of those tools that we've been building recently is Nethermind Data Marketplace. And we'll be testing it on the new Görli. We'll be deploying the contract today. And soon, I hope you'll be able to use it for experimenting, publishing your data, market data, buying the market data that is available on-chain. What Marketplace is about? So it's a very simple product, really. It's choosing a stream of data that you can create, whether this is financial data as an index or stream of prices, or maybe your news feed. If you're a social media person, maybe you have some really important news that you normally would just give away on Twitter, and now maybe you want to give some more importance to it. You see that there are some people who want to either pay for it or maybe just connect to you directly and want to spread it on Görli network for free and start publishing without anyone in the middle censoring or checking what you're sending, who you're sending it to, and so on. So the data marketplace is really 2 types of people that may be changing their roles all the time: providers of data and consumers that connect through the network, discover each other, discover the data streams, and subscribe to them and start paying. And earlier today, we had token analyst Jendrik talking about their data that they produce, the insights into the Ethereum mainnet transactions, Bitcoin as well. They're analyzing the connections between the smart contracts, extract information about token trades, and so on and so on. And this is the type of data that we see as as a great thing that can appear on the Nethermind data marketplace. So we say, normally when you look for data about on-chain transactions, you think of, okay, what will be the easiest way to integrate? What APIs will be the easiest one to integrate with? Maybe Crypto Compare, some other big providers, some block explorers, and so on. How about the startups that are appearing there and do amazing job, do amazing insights into what's really happening in blockchain, either for trades or maybe fraud detection, analyzing mixers, analyzing addresses and exchanges. How do you discover all of them and how you seamlessly integrate with their APIs? And that's the idea behind the Nethermind product. It's just ability of creating this P2P network, exchanging the data and paying for it. This is example, not sure how well you can see it, but this is what you've seen potentially today as well earlier, the token analyst API connection, but we've also added a very small thing at the end. We just redirect it to the WebSockets endpoint that is picked up by our gateway application, which runs for the data provider and distributes it to other nodes that want to consume that data. It's too small, like analyzing your faces, it's too small. But there's one liner saying, just send it to this address. And what we see here is just the UI that we built, but we expect that mostly you'll have consumers just interacting with this data by creating their own integrations, like just connecting through the API and redirecting it quickly through the channels that we provide for them, like Kafka, the WebSockets, whatever, into their own systems for some modeling, for some pricing, whatever I can imagine. The examples of the subscriptions that we see here, whoa. Okay. I have here something called John's newsfeed, which means like whoever of you wants to start publishing the data can do that here and maybe discovered if you build a reputation on the network. Your research social media index, maybe you build some amazing way of deriving one index that can be used in the future by financial companies to track volatility, maybe social media activity, whatever. My research crypto index, mining activity reports, or maybe some documents monthly and so on. The one thing that we cared about was this no token approach. Means like when you introduce the token, it's great for ICOs, it's great for funding, for collecting money for the project and so on, for sure, but it's not always so great for users, right? So, you introduce token to the contract for payment, you require more gas for your smart contract to operate, you have problems with liquidity of your token, you have volatility of the price that's on top of volatility of Ether, on top of volatility of dollar. It's not that nice. So maybe just remove the token and provide the very functionality of what you want to deliver. And that's what we've done. And it happens to be that we think that very sensible interaction of the monthly subscription would require just 2 transactions between the buyer of data and seller for a monthly subscription, 2 transactions a month on the chain, and each of those transactions taking only 50,000 gas, which is really, really low. And it means that if we do sensible calculations with the assumptions like, okay, assuming the most successful applications on chain take something like 5 to 10% of the gas limit, it means that we can take up to 1 million subscriptions per month. More and more than enough. So you can actually build something scalable on top of Ethereum mainnet already. On Görli, it's a 10 million gas for the block, so even more, 1.5 million transactions on Görli if you want to start building some kind of data sharing or maybe Twitter-like data sharing solution. What I see here, the onboarding. So if you want to start experimenting with it on Görli testnet, which hopefully we soon launch, then just talk to us on Gitter. Let's build it together, maybe on some workshops. We'll help you to onboard. We plan to actually start onboarding different data providers ourselves. So when you connect there as a person consuming the data, you see quite a lot of options to say, okay, that's what I want to start consuming, the APIs that I have, visualizations that we prepared, and so on and so on. And this is it, really. I say thank you, and then I give you the data, and then I realized that I also had a very short, like 1-minute video showing what we do, and I didn't see it here. This was a video. Okay. So what it does, it just says, I want to deposit some Ether. I deposit some money, and that money is either payable when data is delivered to me, or it will be refunded to me. I make a deposit. Deposit is verified on the network. I bought 100,000 units of some data streams, and then I say, just on the simple UI, I look at my deposit, and I say, I want to initiate a session of the data. And what you will see in a moment will be the data flowing from Token Analyst API and starting to charge me for the usage. It's like either pay as you go or maybe upfront payment every month if I connect to some bigger streams. I think it will take around 5 seconds because Token Analyst just publishes the burst of transactions whenever the new block is published. It says these are the new transactions on the chain. And this is what Nethermind Data Marketplace is, and this is what I hope you will work with in the future. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.